This video is brought to you in association with Funded Today. Funded Today helps you get more pledges for your Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaign with professional video and design. Links are in the video description below. Thank you. Let's get on with the show. Talk Funding Deep Dive. And here we are again with William from Pangea and their Bamboo Eco Towel live on Kickstarter. William, I think it's really helpful for the Talk Funders just to go down the Kickstarter page and really do a deep dive on these diagrams at the start. You know, as you were saying in the main interview, there's so much, you're hitting so many different points and a really important discussion regarding sustainability and our own global impact, our individual, but also our global impact, and the idea of, you know, businesses themselves being solutions focused. And really, you guys really are a shining light of this whole new generation, this whole new wave of businesses, which have really, as you were saying off camera, you know, businesses, corporations really are now being challenged to really step up and be part of the solution. So, like, I know you've got so much to share, so I'm going to stop talking. But let's just look at, you know, introducing the new and improved Pangea Eco Towel 2.0 and this first diagram. You know, it's used for camping, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. So to kind of just go, well, first of all, I love what you said there, which is that, you know, businesses of the future will have to be, I think, more activists than just businesses. And I really think that, like, we're in this sense, we're really standing on the shoulders of giants like Patagonia, for example, you know, or all these companies where, like, they're like, we don't want to do any harm to the environment. That was a huge step, and that's what makes it possible for what we do today. But I really think that to actually meet our goals of, you know, saving species, saving ecosystems, and you know, mitigating most of the most damaging effects of climate change, we're going to need to be activists as individuals and as businesses. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's really what this is about. And but we also want to make an incredible product. So we took all our feedback from the first towel, like thousands of surveys, hours and hours of user testing and experimenting with things. And that's really where the basis of this towel is. We found the weak points in some of our stitching. So now we've you know, triple stitch where previously there was maybe only one stitch. We found out that there was formaldehyde in the commercial dyes that we used on the first towel. So now we made sure that our towels are completely home compostable and are going to be, you know, zero damage. Not that you would compost it, but you can, and then it would be zero damage for the environment. And now there's a few more features. We have like loops, so you can hang the towel. There's a loop in every corner for hanging it. The pouch bag itself is now detachable, where before it was sewn onto the towel. So that makes it capable. You know, you can tie it and always have it attached, which is the ideal function, or you can let it, you know, detach for certain activities you want to do, or, you know, for washing, it might be more convenient to detach it. So we gave that option. Also, we're cleaning twice as much trash as the previous campaign for the amount of sales that we make. And on top of that, we're now cleaning carbon dioxide from the air as well. Now down to the features, our towel's ultra absorbent. So we have a bamboo waffle weave that has a really high surface area. So it can actually absorb like 3 times the water that a microfiber towel can. It's actually incredible when you use it. You just dunk it completely and wring it out, and like, you will not believe the amount of water that comes out of it. It's like shocking to everyone that sees it. It's also super lightweight. It's on par with microfiber towels of the same size. So that benefit of you know, using a microfiber towel when you're traveling, because it's so much smaller, it's a shared benefit with the bamboo towel. We also, because of the surface area, our towels dry 3 times faster than microfiber towels do. The bamboo itself is naturally antibacterial, so certain bacteria just can't grow on the bamboo. So you know, you get sweaty after a gym and you let the towel you know, sit out or dry out or whatever, and it's not going to smell as bad as the equivalent, microfiber, which was actually the #1 complaint. Before we made this, we surveyed hundreds of backpackers who use it's such a common product. And we asked them what they didn't like about it. That was one of the #1 complaints, was that the microfiber towels really can hold bad smells. And yeah, we've got the detachable mesh carry bag. And then what I said before about the home compostability. Our fabric is also hypoallergenic for people that are have extreme allergies. That's also an added benefit as well.
Fantastic. And I love these two short headings, which really sum up, just to finish off the deep dive, so much about your product is our towels are carbon negative, our towels are trash negative.
Yeah, so we basically focus on neutralizing first. So the first thing we do is make sure that we're not creating any trash in our shipping or in our product. And then we also make sure that we're not producing any carbon in our production, manufacturing, and shipping. And then once those are accomplished, we go beyond and we clean 2 pounds of carbon dioxide for every $10 we sell, and we collect 2 pounds of trash from the rivers here as well for every $10 we sell.
That is fantastic. And then just going on, again, I would really recommend the talk funders to come and look at your Kickstarter campaign. I think this is really a shining example. The tagline for talk funding is global sustainable peace now. And my goodness, Pangea, William, you guys are a shining example of how, one of the reasons why I set up talk funding is to really, to show how businesses can be part of the solution. And you guys are a global example of how you guys can be, how businesses can contribute to solving the world's problems at the minute. It is fantastic. This is a really informative GIF about the benefits of bamboo. Can I just ask you, in terms of deep dive, so bamboo is really good because as it grows, it's actually absorbing carbon dioxide. It's taking that out of it, and then what's the next? And then you're also not contributing to the microfibers. Is that sort of the two benefits of bamboo, or is there more benefits?
Yeah. So the antibacterial effect and the hypoallergenic effect are both also benefits of the bamboo fabric, but I would say the biggest is just the reduction in water needed to grow it. Bamboo has very little water demands. It grows incredibly fast, and it's really a grass, right? So like where cotton has to be grown and then essentially killed, bamboo is continually harvested. So it can be cut just like how you cut a lawn. It grows, you cut it again, and the plant never really dies. I mean, it will die after, I think it's about 1.5 years, 2 years. But during the time, you can take lots and lots of cuttings. And during that time, it's growing incredibly and sequestering so much carbon as it does. So yeah, those are the main benefits.
Well, that's so interesting in terms of the contrast between bamboo and cotton. So really, I mean, I kept on reading about these cotton belts that are now in China. There's obviously America has its own cotton belt. So really, we should be really looking at on a global level. We should really be looking for solutions other than away from cotton, which is very land intensive and very water intensive. And one of these solutions is you're promoting with Pangea are promoting is using bamboo. Yeah,
I still think cotton is better than microfiber, so microfiber, the exchange that we, it's way less water intensive for microfibers, and it's significantly cheaper. And that's why like 60% of the fibers created today are microfibers. But the problem we didn't really anticipate is that every single time you wash a microfiber fabric, it's shedding these microplastics, these microscopic plastics into the water supply, which flows into the ocean. So the #1 source of microplastics today in the ocean is just these fibers that don't get filtered by the washing machine or municipalities, like water processing plants. And that's very damaging for all the animals in the ocean. Plankton eat it, and then they die. I mean, we find now microplastics everywhere. Every single fish in the ocean has it in their bodies. every single type of fish down to the plankton up to the whales. And we're finding it inside ourselves. We're finding it inside the placentas of pregnant women. So it's become this thing that, like, here's another thing that I actually only learned about a year ago. I heard my whole life, like, oh, plastic biodegrades in 200 years. There's no evidence for that anywhere. It's a complete fabrication, I think likely by plastic producers. But the only situation that plastic biodegrades in is when it's hit with direct sunlight. So outside of that scenario, if there's no direct sunlight and it's just in a hole in the ground, there's no reason to believe that it would ever biodegrade. It's inert, so nothing can consume it, nothing can interact with it. So it just kind of stays there forever. But yeah, with sunlight, UV radiation will break it down, but that's really the only case. And the amount of plastic in the world that's actually exposed to UV radiation is like a few percent, you know, so most of it's buried under something else. And I don't think there's any reason to believe it's going anywhere. So the real solution is we have to stop producing it, find alternatives like, you know, cotton, for example. Cotton's more water intensive, but it's better than the microfibers, or bamboo, or, you know, it's biodegradable plastics like cassava, or, you know, or even just using wood alternatives, or, you know, other things. So yeah, it's kind of moving away from this, you know, plastic is such a useful thing, but moving away as much as we can from you know, the single-use element of it. You know, obviously we can't eliminate plastics. They're so useful in a lot of cases that they don't have something to replace them in, but we can eliminate a lot of the single use that's just unnecessary. So.
Well, thank you very much, William from Pangea, for being part of the solution to this really big global problem of microplastics. So just thank you so much for taking part in the deep dive today. So just to recap, Pangea is live in Kickstarter with their Bamboo Eco Towel 2.0. All the links are in the description below, and I really would recommend talk funders to really go and look at the Kickstarter page, because it is a mine full of information of a really solution-focused company. So thank you very much, William. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Yes.